This is the story of Ailish, a girl who has just stepped into womanhood. She's curious about boys and deeply intrigued by intimacy. But when she can't find anyone to be close with, she ends up pleasuring herself. Ailish studies in a strict Catholic school where she's constantly taught that doing anything intimate before marriage is considered a sin in the eyes of God. But Ailish is struggling. Her desires are strong, and even though she tries to resist, she finds herself giving in. The story begins in her high school. The school is known for being extremely strict. Boys get punished even for not wearing belts, and girls' skirts are measured regularly to make sure they're not too short. Any violation of dress code or behavior leads to immediate punishment. In one of the classrooms, Father Murphy is teaching about sexuality. He explains that intimacy should only happen after marriage and only with one's partner. Doing anything outside of that is considered a sin, because God is always watching, and going against him will lead to punishment. After class, Ailish walks out and meets her best friend, Laura. Laura is frustrated with all these rules. She believes that being intimate isn't a sin and finds these teachings outdated. She even asks Ailish, "Is masturbating a sin too?" Ailish replies, "No." Laura says, "We all know everyone does it." They talk about how even watching a romantic scene from Titanic would be considered sinful by their school standards. Later, Ailish goes home. She's an only child, and her parents are always busy with work. Feeling bored, she starts chatting online with a stranger. That stranger, a man, sends her an explicit photo of him and his wife being intimate. Ailish is shocked and quickly looks away, but moments later, curiosity gets the better of her, and she looks at the photo again. The man asks her who she is and where she's from. Ailish lies and gives him a fake name. When he asks for a photo, she sends a picture of her friend instead. Their chats continue and become more and more inappropriate. Ailish starts feeling aroused, and in the heat of the moment, she begins to touch herself. But she suddenly hears a noise and thinks her parents are back. Panicked, she quickly closes the laptop. The next day at school, Ailish talks to Laura. Then another girl named Beth shows up and confronts Ailish, accusing her of doing something scandalous at Laura's party. Ailish is confused and doesn't understand what Beth means. Laura tries to lighten the mood, asking Beth why she didn't come to the party. Beth says she was on a retreat that changed her life. Later, Ailish is eating a chocolate bar in a very intense way, licking it slowly. A group of boys nearby start laughing. Embarrassed, Ailish leaves. Soon after, the friend whose photo she had used online confronts her, furious. She calls Ailish disgusting, but Ailish still doesn't fully understand the consequences of what she did. Eventually, Ailish opens up to one of her teachers, who tells her she shouldn't misuse her body because it is a gift from God. Word had spread through the school that Ailish masturbates, and it seems everyone knows now. Feeling ashamed, Ailish goes to Father Murphy and confesses everything. He tells her what she did is wrong and gives her a solution: pray to God and ask for forgiveness. He tells her to pray 20 times in church. Ailish does what she's told and begins to reflect. She realizes her mind is too distracted and decides to join a school trip, the same one Beth went on, to learn more about God and get clarity. On the trip, Laura is there too, but she didn't come for spiritual reasons. She's there to flirt with a senior guy she likes. The group arrives at the camp, and everyone is divided into smaller groups. That's when Ailish sees a boy named Krish, and it's love at first sight. She finds out he's leading her group and gets excited. Before the activities begin, the camp in charge Nina tells everyone to hand over their phones and watches to avoid distractions. Ailish lies and hides her phone, giving only her watch. Later, Father Murphy arrives and tells the group that over the next 4 days, they must look inward and reflect. This is a journey to understand life's ups and downs and to connect more deeply with God. Everyone is handed a form with various emotions written on it. They're supposed to circle the emotions they've recently felt. Ailish, caught in her thoughts, circles turned on, but realizing it might get her in trouble again, she tries to erase it. When that doesn't work, she crosses it out. What happens next on this trip changes Ailish's life in ways she never expected. After submitting the paper, Nina comes forward to share her confession in front of everyone. She says, "For a while, I felt like my parents didn't love me. I thought they only loved my younger sister because she's better at everything. But after coming here, I realized that my parents love me too. This place, it has some kind of power." Ailish is touched by her words. That night, we see Ailish playing a game on her phone. She suddenly realizes she should put it on silent. But just as she does that, her phone vibrates. She feels feels the vibration and slowly begins to use it to pleasure herself. But soon, she notices a cross in the room, and it hits her that doing such things in front of it is wrong. Feeling ashamed, she stops. The next day, the group goes out trekking in the forest. Ailish pretends to injure herself just so the group leader, Krish, would come to help. And it works. Krish notices and picks her up, carrying her gently. Ailish is overjoyed. He takes her back to the cabin and takes good care of her. But soon, Nina arrives and tells Ailish that everyone is heading out for a group photo. While they're talking, Nina hears a buzzing sound. She opens a drawer and finds Ailish's hidden phone. Shocked and angry, she scolds Ailish for lying. During the group photo, Father Murphy confronts Ailish. He says, "You lied again. You broke the camp rules. So now, your punishment is to clean the entire camp." As Ailish begins cleaning, she enters Father Murphy's room and sees his computer. No one is around, so she switches it on and starts chatting with someone online. She asks intimate questions, but suddenly hears a sound and quickly closes everything. As she leaves, she runs into Nina, who says coldly, "Everyone's right about you. You're full of lust." Then she walks away. 3 days have passed at the camp. Later, everyone is sitting together when Father Murphy comes in and announces, "Someone used my computer and was chatting on it. I want the person to come forward. God sees everything, and you will be punished if you lie." No one speaks up, so Father Murphy decides to interview every camper individually to find out the truth. When it's Ailish's turn, he says, "Everyone at school talks about your desires. I even saw that you had circled, turned on your mood sheet." Ailish defends herself. "There are so many rumors about me, and I know they didn't come from my real friends. You shouldn't believe everything people say. I'm a good girl." Then she leaves. Later, while cleaning, she meets the boy who started the rumors about her. She tells him, "You need to tell everyone there's nothing between us. It's all just gossip." But the boy says he doesn't know what she's talking about. At that moment, Father Murphy shows up and takes the boy away. Back to cleaning, Ailish notices something shocking. Through the window, she sees Nina kissing a boy. Then they become intimate. Stunned, Ailish watches, holding her broom. And then, once again, she starts pleasuring herself using the broom handle. Afterward, she rushes to Laura and tells her what she saw, Nina hooking up with a boy. But Laura doesn't believe her. "You're always thinking about this stuff. Maybe it's your dirty mind. I've never seen anyone like you. Don't talk to me again," Laura says and walks away. Ailish is furious. Then she finds the bracelet of the boy who spread rumors about her. She takes it and places it near Father Murphy's computer, trying to frame him. As she heads toward the room, Father Murphy walks in. Ailish quickly hides. To her shock, she sees him open the computer and watch adult videos. Not just that, he starts pleasuring himself. Ailish is stunned. This whole time, the same man who shamed her was hiding his own lust. She storms out in anger. She realizes that everyone is hiding something. Everyone is full of desire, not just her. Fueled by this realization, she goes to Krish and kisses him. Krish kisses her back. But as things start to get intimate, Krish pulls away. "This isn't right," he says and runs off. Later that night, the campers gather around a bonfire, laughing and enjoying themselves. But Ailish is lost in her thoughts. Overwhelmed, she sneaks away and runs off into the night. She walks alone down a deserted road until she finds a bar. Ailish walks into the bar, where she meets a woman named Gina. They start talking, and during their conversation, Gina shares her own story. She tells Ailish that she too used to be a devout Catholic. But after a while, she grew tired of constantly being scolded and threatened. "If you do this, God will punish you. If you do that, God will send you to hell." She was fed up with all the fear and guilt. As Ailish listens, it feels like Gina isn't just telling her own story. She's describing Ailish's life. Ailish opens up and says, "I once saw a scene in Titanic where the actors were being intimate, but I was told that just watching a scene like that would send me to hell. I'm tired of being made to feel guilty for everything." Gina responds, "We all have those feelings inside us. Some people hide them, some don't. And those who can't hide them, the world judges them. People say they're full of lust, like they're bad or dirty, but that's not fair." After saying that, Gina tells her, "Come on, I'll drop you back at camp." As Ailish is getting dropped off, Gina suggests, "You should think about transferring to a different school." Ailish likes that idea. The next morning, Back at camp, we see Father Murphy calling the girl whose bracelet Ailish had planted near his computer. The rumor spreads quickly. People now believe that Boy used the father's computer to send inappropriate messages. Hearing this, Laura comes to Ailish and apologizes. "I'm sorry, Ailish," she says. "I really misunderstood you. I thought you were the one who used Father Murphy's computer, but I was completely wrong about you. Please forgive me." Just then, Father Murphy arrives and says, "I'd like each of you to come forward and share your experience of this camp, what it meant to you, and how you felt." The boy, the same one whose bracelet was used, steps forward. He admits to using Father's computer and says he's ashamed of sending those inappropriate messages. Ailish is shocked. She knows he didn't actually do it, so why is he confessing? That's when Laura realizes the truth. The boy knows Ailish was the one who did it, but since he had once spread rumors about her, he now feels guilty. This is his way of making up for it, by taking the blame for something he didn't do. Next, it's Ailish's turn to speak. She walks up to the mic and says, "Everyone here has their own secrets. All of us are hiding something. And some people pretend to be perfect in front of others, like they follow every rule and fear God more than anything." After saying this, she walks away. Later, we see her at her computer, searching for information about a new college, the one she wants to transfer to. The next day, Ailish visits that college, and surprisingly, she sees Krish there too. Krish looks very uncomfortable. Ailish walks up to him and gently starts a conversation to make him feel at ease. She tells him, "Whatever happened between us, let's just forget it. We're still good friends, right?" Hearing that, Krish smiles, clearly relieved. After this, Ailish goes to Father Murphy. She says, "I want to confess something." She continues, "While I was at camp, I saw a man watching porn on his computer, and he was masturbating while watching it." Father Murphy instantly realizes that Ailish is talking about him. But instead of addressing it, he dismisses her words and says, "You shouldn't have been watching someone do that. For your actions, you must go and pray to God 100 times for forgiveness." Ailish says nothing and walks out, but instead of praying, she goes home. There, she plays the same Titanic scene again, the one where the hero and heroine are being intimate. And this time, she lets herself feel pleasure while watching it. The movie ends with Ailish pleasuring herself, finally free from shame.